the Ashley Tisdale article about like getting kicked out of the mom group chat. Did you see that?
No.
And then it turned out that like it's because she was like a Republican who was kind of insensitive about the fires, the LA fires.
Totes. She's like, what's everyone so stressed about?
Yeah, like no, literally, she bought a beach house that week, and I guess like in the group chat, she was like, "Huge news! I have another."
Yeah, everyone's house is like burning down.
And, like we have no house. She's like, "Crazy! I have 2."
And none of you can stay in it. Sorry.
It's just new.
Like new. It's just like we haven't even been there yet.
Yeah, we
so
want to break
like,
it in. You know,
yeah.
and it's just we don't know how to host really.
We just don't have like the right furniture yet for you guys. So
we want to do like a housewarming party and everyone
like in like 6 months, like
when it's
everything's
furnished.
Yeah, when like the designer comes in.
Yeah, it's just the couches are on back order.
Supply chain. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Friend Crush, the podcast. I am your host, Yvette, and guess what? Today we have such a good guest. Her name is Claire Parker. She is so awesome, so funny, so accomplished, so smart. We talked about, I don't even know, what did we talk about? We talked about being married. That was cool. We talked about friendship breakups, which I personally was just very excited to hear about. We talked a lot about her sort of origin story and like coming up in stand-up. She is very, very talented. She had this incredible podcast that kind of like shook the earth for a long time called Celebrity Memoir Book Club, which is maybe where you guys know her from, or the internet or stand-up or whatever you might know. That was really cool. And now they've pivoted that, her and her co-host Ashley have pivoted that whole podcast into Good Noticings Pod. So you should check that out. It's all fantastic. And I went to their launch. I'm very excited for the two of them. They've been killing it for a long time. We had a really fun time chatting and catching up and getting to know each other a little bit better. So from me, though, guess what? I'm going on tour. I have all my tour dates on my website. If you guys want to come see me, just check that out. I don't know when this episode's coming out, so apologies if I'm saying some stuff that's already happened, but I'm going to be in Chicago, in Nashville, and LA, and guess what? Hoboken. That's also on there. So if you guys want to come to those shows, please, tickets are in my bio. You can come. Get them before they're gone. Tickets have been selling very well. So love you guys. Thanks for coming out. It's been so much fun traveling the country and like getting to do stand up for everybody and meeting all my fans, and like hanging out. That's sick. Thanks. Cool. Anyway, this is a great episode. Enjoy my conversation with the incredible Claire Parker. Let's get into it. Welcome, Claire.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so excited you're here. The last time I hung out with you, I was at your beautiful home.
Oh my God.
Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, I've for years tried to be like chill and quiet, and not chill and quiet, but like specifically opaque about it. But I kind of think the jig is up. I kind of have to.
You have an unbelievable home.
Yeah.
And like it's tastefully done.
Oh my God, thank you so much.
And you had like a lot of like cheese boards.
I will say I feel like I've gotten, because I live there, I've had to like get into the habit of hosting quickly. Yeah. And I feel like I know how to like throw a thing. And like a cheese board really is the hack, because you can go to Trader Joe's and for like $100 and like with 6 cutting boards really create a spread that looks beautiful. Yeah.
It looks like professionally done.
Oh my God, thank you.
I was like, I feel like
a cheese board, you can have a cheerleader effect very easily.
Totally.
Yeah. And then it's decor, and then it feels full, and then you can pull in the colors of like a clementine. I feel like once you start using a cheese board, everything feels possible.
Yeah, like a cheese board and like a couple bottles of Topo Chico.
Yes.
You have a night.
Yeah. Oh my God, you have canned sparkling water here?
Are you kidding me? Everyone's
like
what the fuck? If you put like a fresh lemon on the edge of somebody's glass, are you kidding me?
Yes.
They're like, are you Martha Stewart? And you're like, yeah, I am.
A custom cocktail to offer when they walk in. And then the fun thing about throwing parties that I've learned is that you end up with way more alcohol than you started with. And I really feel like that's actually been the like cyclical force that's kept me in hosting, is that there's always just like, especially when you have men over, because women will bring one bottle of wine that actually doesn't go that far. But when men bring like a 20 pack of something, like if you have 700 beers and 12 people, you're going to have leftovers. And then you have like such a good base to start with.
That's so true. And then you're like, well, now I have to throw another party.
Like what am I going to do? I can't have like an entire cupboard full of
PBRs.
Hard Topo Chico.
Yeah, it's always like a million different hard seltzers.
Yeah, exactly. I really do have like 4 of 19 different flavors of things. I have like Trader Joe's is always trying to do like a yuzu. And I'm like, what do you want? I have 19 different, every fruit there is in Asia, I have the hard seltzer version of
that thing. Are you a hard seltzer person?
Yeah, I'm like, I guess I am.
Okay.
I guess I'm not. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
I feel like it's easy.
You said nothing.
I said nothing.
You go, yeah, I'm not. What?
I guess if it's like if that's what's being offered, I'm happy to drink it. I feel like I'm very rarely drinking at home alone.
Totally, I never
like. Do you know what I mean?
home.
I'm like, or if I'm at a restaurant, I'm not being like, could I please have like the chicken and a White Claw, like a White Claw in a glass. But I guess like if I'm at a party, I'm happy to have one.
Yeah.
If I'm in the sun.
Can I say something crazy?
Yeah.
I hate hard seltzer.
That's as you're allowed. What do you not like about it?
It gives me the most, well, okay, here's what happened. I drank like half a White Claw once, gave me the most vicious hangover I've ever had in my life, like ill, like I might be allergic or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then ever since then, I get that. I just couldn't. And so now even like the other ones, I'm like, I don't want that. Get away from me.
You're better for it. There's so many options these days. You don't have to even try it for a minute something you don't like at all.
Thank you.
Like why would you know what I mean? Like why force yourself to like something that's
you
not,
don't have to.
But and it's not good for you. It's not like you're like I won't do fruits and vegetables.
Right.
Like there's no reason to like learn to love.
Yeah, I'm like I really have to like buckle in and like enjoy hard seltzer. Otherwise people will hate me. Yeah, no, that's not it.
Yeah.
Wait, okay, so you're coming out with a special.
Yes.
And okay, I feel like I've known you for a long time, like parasocially, because you were one of the early people like just popping up on the internet.
Oh my God.
You've been doing it for a long time.
I've been doing stand-up since I graduated in college in 2014.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wait, where'd you go to college?
I went to Columbia. So I was in the city, but I wasn't doing anything back then.
Smart cookie.
I try.
We were just talking offline and I literally was like, this bitch knows what she's talking about.
That's so funny. Well, I think the joke of it all is like, you know, you go to Columbia and all your friends go on to be like bankers and consultants and lawyers and stuff.
Yeah.
And like, I'm in a basement with a dude who didn't graduate high school. And I'm like, and he's doing better than me. You know what I mean? Like the amount of years I spent in Queens basements with like literal homeless people being like, I guess that was for nothing. You know what I mean? Like the great equalizer is being funny and it could be anybody.
No, genuinely. Wait, so when did you start doing stand-up after you graduated?
Yeah, I think like at the end of college, I kind of decided I wanted to try to do comedy. And I think like that was like the height of Tina Fey, Amy Poehler stuff. And so my dream had been to write like TV shows. And then I remember like Googling how do you become a TV writer? And it was so hard.
On early Google.
It really, and they were like, you have to have an agent. And I was like, well, how do you get an agent? They're like, you can't. Like they have to find, like, you know, it's like that weird cyclical thing.
Yeah,
and
like it doesn't make sense. Yeah.
And it really seemed like the easiest thing you could do. Like the one thing people can't stop you from doing is stand-up comedy.
That's so true. That's how I felt.
Yeah, it's like you don't need friends. You don't need
nepotism. You
don't
need anything. You just need yourself and a microphone that maybe works sometimes and then like a person in front of you.
And I feel like something I'm really good at is like showing up places.
Yeah.
And like that really is like I love to commute a lot. And so like when I was like in the thick of it doing
That's
like
a hot take.
Well, I really like okay, here's my thing about commuting that I actually think is great that nobody talks about is it's like the laziest way to be the most productive. I kind of have like hustle and grind, like I yearn to be a hustle and grinder, but I'm very lazy. And like when I see CEOs waking up at 4 a.m., I'm like so jealous.
Really? Because you want to do that?
I want to be someone who's like so efficient and like intense.
I think that's okay. Can I say something?
Yeah, please.
I think that's a facade. There's no way that they're actually, because then they're just going to sleep at 6 p.m.
I also believe, yes.
So it's like you're not getting more hours.
I do think because I went to like an intense college, I did happen to know, I feel like, because I've always felt like the stupidest person in the room, and then I've carried that with me my whole life. I did disproportionately know a lot of like very intense, ambitious, hard workers.
Yeah.
And I've gone through the rest of my life thinking like the proportion of people that are like waking up at 4 a.m. and then going to bed at 1 a.m. and like working way harder than you is the same as I had at college. And I feel like I'm only recently waking up to this idea that like actually that might have been like a unique circumstance and I'm not dumber than everybody on earth. Like I kind of go through life being like, I assume I'm the laziest one.
Right. But then that probably pushes you to be better.
No.
I mean, you're fine with it.
If my great dream is to wake up at 4, doesn't that feel so achievable? Like there's nothing stopping me.
No, because that's a whole lifestyle change.
Yeah.
This month, my literal New Year's resolution has been waking up before 10 a.m.
Wow. How late are you up though?
Late. We do stand-up.
Yeah.
Last night I had a check spot at 10:30 p.m.
Yeah.
And then it ended up being like 10:45. I'm off stage at 11-ish. I get home at past midnight.
Yeah.
It's like, you know,
And then you got to brush your teeth.
And you have to brush your teeth. You have to wind down.
Yeah, you got to come down from the high of
You have to wind down.
the adrenaline of it all.
No one's waking up at this, but this is my thing. I'm like, who can be productive going to sleep at 1 and waking up at 4?
The problem is I know a few people, but it's like
but they're sick.
4 or 5.
But then they're gonna die in 12 years.
I think so.
But
I'm
not sleeping enough.
In the interim, I'm so jealous. And I agree that it's not true. And like, for what? So I can like post one more TikTok. Like that's the other thing is I'm not even making the most of the hours I have in the day. Like I am like, oh, if I'd only woken up at 6 a.m., I could have spent another 2 hours scrolling.
Right, literally.
Procrastinating, but it is.
Yeah, it's not really sleeping for me. It's scrolling, I think I realized too.
Oh, but my point about commuting
yeah.
is that I feel like when you're on the train going somewhere, there's nothing else you could be doing that's more important than getting to the place you have to be. So it's kind of like free time where you are like, what was I gonna do? Not get to the open mic? That's like such an important step to doing an open mic is getting there.
Right.
So I kind of like—
it's basically the whole thing.
Like I like that I could look at like if I from 6 to 12, because you know, like to do 3-minute open mics took 6 hours.
Yeah, of course.
But I like that I was like, I worked for 6 hours at my craft today, and really it was 9 minutes.
No, right. But you have to do the 6 hours to get to the 9 minutes.
Yeah,
and then also you're watching other people bomb and like learning from that. So it is, you know, you're building the relationships, you're hanging out. Yeah.
Everyone has, which is like, I'm an Idaho 7, but in New York, everyone has that joke.
Right. My joke about the open mic joke that all men, their first joke is like, so I was jerking off my wrinkly dick the other day and I like to porn and I realized that I came and I was looking at the dude. Am I gay? That was my favorite.
That's a good one. I mean, yeah, I always think like what Louis C.K. has done to men, which is making them think that having like a weird jerk off thing is what a comedian is. I'm like, no, you have to then be funny.
Right.
It's not enough to jerk off weird.
Right.
Or one, you know what I mean? Like that's not why he got into comedy, because he was jerking off in a weird way.
Right.
He got in because he was doing jokes about it.
Right.
You're missing such an important part.
Right. You can't just be a freak and then describe being a freak.
I feel like a lot of men are like, well, I'm an outsider. And I'm like, okay, but there's also the second part, which is just being funny.
Right. Which is also, I feel like also when women start comedy, they like, because I used to run an all-female open mic and like, it was I would see like a lot of women do their first open mic ever, and they would always come like extremely prepared with like 5 minutes, like written and memorized, and like they were like, these are my jokes, you know. And then guys will come to open mics and they'll just be like, so what's up? No, and you're like, what?
I always say that at the open mic level, women are so much funnier than men, because for a woman to do open mic comedy, it's because she's been told like every day of her life that she's funny. Like it's not even enough to have been told every other day. You'd be like, well, yeah, you have to be—
Or they hate themselves enough, which I think was my thing.
But surely you had made someone laugh historically, or no?
Yeah, I did sketch comedy.
Yeah.
I just got that dog in me. I don't know. I was like, I'm gonna figure this out.
And that's what I love about the youth, man. The women are like the men. They're just believing themselves willy-nilly now.
Exactly. And thank you for saying that about me. Sort of just like delusional self-belief. Let's go.
But I do feel like I actually met somebody recently and I went, whoa, like I was so impressed by you and meeting you. You're so not that smart, but you seem to be driven the way a man would be. You know what I mean? Like the things you're putting out
Someone
into the
described
world.
you as not that smart to your face?
No, I'm describing somebody else that I met recently.
Oh, sorry. I was like, I thought you said someone said that to you. And I was like, how are you?
I feel, can I say, I get that comment a lot. And I always am like, you know, I feel like for years in comedy.
What?
I would get like, I feel like people used to say that to me because they're like idiots. But I really had a sense of, I'm like,
well, you are very smart, clearly.
And I did.
Like immediately you're very smart.
I think open mic men, when they'd come up and be like, specifically the Columbia thing, because that used to come up more when I was younger. I feel like it never comes up now. But it would be like, wait, are you actually like? And I was just like, yeah, I don't know. Listen to me talk. The reason you don't know I'm smart is because you're so stupid. You like
you've never even
keep up.
Listened. Yeah, that you can't physically listen at all ever. Yeah. Okay. Sure.
And then actually when I started the Celebrity Memoir Book Club podcast, we used to get so many people be like, these girls are so stupid. They don't even know how to read. And it was kind of fun to be like, actually, I do have a degree in this. Like I have an English degree.
Oh,
the one thing I trained to do was read books. So
wait, so how did you pivot from like doing stand-up to then like also doing that?
It's funny that you say pivot because it was very much like everyone has to have like we were trying to figure out how to not be open micers anymore. So we started the podcast and we had so many podcasts. And then when we hit on the premise of Celebrity Memoir Book Club, we were like, oh, that's actually a good idea. It was the first time it wasn't just like us talking about ourselves. And then it was like a perfect storm of TikTok was really taking off. So we were like able to go viral early.
Yeah.
I think, and it was a good idea. But then the whole point of it was to like build audiences so we could do stand up.
Right.
And then the pandemic hit. And I feel like I had this weird year where like all of those stand-up world I knew died, and like all these new people came, and it was like this weird thing of like I finally had something to my name that I thought was worth something, and it was hard to then be going to these like bar shows that were like on train tracks. You know what I mean? Like on the 6 uptown train track.
Yeah, and there's
do
like
your set,
bass like playing in the
literally. It's like the light is the train, and if you run it, you'll get hit. And I would be like, "Could I do the show?" And they'd be like, "We don't know you. You're new." And I'm like,
yeah, and you're like, I've built so much.
yeah. And I kind of felt like this. I kept like kind of waiting it out to be like, okay, things are gonna settle back to normal, and then I'll have this like audience, and people will want to book me because I have an audience. And then it kind of never happened. I feel like people really forgot about me. So then I kind of had to like get over the hump and get back in. And that was kind of the impetus for doing a special.
Yeah.
There was like one, I had never done one before because I used to be like, oh, I don't know. I like live comedy. I don't really care about recording it. But then it did get to a point where I was like, I'm 10 years in and I have nothing to show for myself, which is weird.
Yeah.
It's like,
interesting.
You know, it's like weird to look back and be like, oh, there were so many jokes I liked that are just like in the ether and I can't even remember. And they're like never to be seen again. So I was like, okay, I want to record something. And then also it like the most expensive clip farming in the world, I guess. I was like, and then I'll have a ton of clips and then people will book me and I won't have to ever like put my name in a bucket.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that is, I mean, to your point about like stand-up being the great equalizer, it's like, it's kind of pros and cons in that way where it's like you have to, it's like you're swimming with the sharks and you die. Like you just die if you stop moving.
It really is like how quickly, I mean, I always joke that like in New York City, I didn't leave during the pandemic and people were like booked, there was like 7 comedians left to be booked. And I was like, dang, not even if I was one of the last 7, would you, like, you know, there was a weird, I don't know. So I'm trying to get back in there, but it's also weird because with the podcast we would do live shows, and so I'd be doing these like sold out 600-person live shows.
You do like Radio City Music Hall or something?
No, that was Giggly Squad.
No, but you did something that we were talking about. It was like a huge venue.
I mean, we did. I guess in the city we've done like a 600-person venue. You know what I mean? Like we've done,
that's huge.
And it's like crazy. And like we did Australia and we sold out, and we like went to Ireland and England and sold out these huge. And then it'd be like, I'd be like DMing someone to do their bar show that I know nobody watches, and they'd be like, "Oh, do you have a tape?" And I'm like, "This is fucking Ashley."
It's like literally click on my fucking profile.
Last night, Ashley went to an open mic. My co-host, if you guys don't know,
which by the way, I still do. So no shade. No,
that's not the shady part. The funny part was a guy. She was talking to Amanda Gorman after she told me.
Yeah.
And this guy who was there, who she said kind of sucked, came up to them and was like to Amanda, like, "Oh, you were so funny. I think I might start a show soon. Can I get your Instagram so I could book you on that show?"
Yeah.
And that guy had a friend who was just watching him, like a non-comic friend, and he was like, "Oh, this girl was really funny too. You should book them both." And he goes, "Sorry, I didn't see your set." And he didn't. So like, don't give me
at all.
Yeah, like don't give me your Instagram even.
Yeah.
Like it's too much of a burden for me to like follow you on Instagram. I haven't been proven that you're worthy of my time or attention at this open mic. And I am like, that kind of stuff.
It's grounding.
Yeah. Yes.
It takes you down a peg.
Yes.
It's like bombing, you know? It's like that. It brings you right back down. You're never riding high for too long.
No.
In this biz.
I went to an open mic once, like when I was trying to get back in it at Pine Box, where I sat through 2.5 hours and then they didn't call my name. And then I went up and I was like, "Hey, you guys forgot me." And they go, "Oh, sorry. I guess we didn't tell you that you didn't make the list." And like, it's that kind of thing of being like, I do believe in seniority because I am like, time is.
No, you,
like,
there is senior. Yeah,
I am like, you guys are 1 year in. I've been doing this, like not that I should get to go first, but I am like, this is, sometimes I think open mics can be too democratic. There's actually a science where you do have to put the good people up early because there's only so much time at an open mic where there's good energy.
Right.
And if you genuinely are pulling names randomly and let 6 randos go up first, everyone's going to walk outside and then the open mic is worthless.
Well,
like, you just have to stack it.
No one has ever done an actual, I mean, if you're actually doing a democratic, a purely democratic, no. I mean, the thing with comedy is that there is like friend nepotism. Like you're supposed to be like prioritizing. That's the point of running an open mic.
Exactly.
To
so that your friends.
Yeah. And to give yourself more time. Like, so I'm also like, for the people running the mic, if you're doing it like genuinely democratically, like you're kind of wasting your own time.
You're wasting your time. You're wasting, like there is a thing of like, I understand when you're 1 or 2 years, then you're like, why would I? But then when you're 8 years, then you are like, well, I've actually heard all of these jokes already. Yeah. I've like paid this due.
Right. It's like, just put also you're supposed to like give a little something to the big guy at the, I don't know.
Not that I just was like, you do have to tell people if they're not on the list.
That's crazy.
At the beginning of the mic.
That's hilarious. That's like brutal.
I don't know. When I started, I was doing like mics at a Creek in the Cave, and I feel like it was like just at the end of like a Mark Norman era of him being at the, like where it was not to be everyone's like back in my day, but it was like if you weren't funny, like someone like Mark Norman was gonna bully you to your face after your set in front of the whole audience.
Oh my God.
But like you showed up, like I don't know, I think it's good kind of to bully people.
Yeah.
Because why?
Yeah, actually.
I don't know, like do you not want to get better faster?
I know.
Like there isn't.
But that's also what stand-up is. It's like basically just people hazing you nonstop. Like, because it's like the crowd doesn't laugh.
Exactly.
So it's like.
And that's why I'm like, sometimes I feel like I call it like the improvification of stand-up when people are like supportive and laughing. And I am like, no, there's something to being like, I'm not going to look up from my phone unless you're good enough. And it makes you want to get better. So people look up from their phone.
That's why you go to open mics, because you're competing with everyone looking at their phones, waiting for their turn.
And I'm like, you're lucky I am looking at my phone, because I was looking dead in your eyes. You'd watch me not laugh and listen.
Right. Which is worse.
That's
so funny. Yeah. Okay. So you started doing stand-up after college. And then, so then you started doing the Celebrity Memoir Book Club. How did your life sort of change? I mean, I guess you sort of touched on that, but like.
I guess the biggest difference was like getting to quit my day job.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, that was like crazy. That was awesome. But still, we have a studio now, and I like to this day, I'm always like, I can't believe I have like a comedy career that pays like its own rent, you know?
Yeah, that's awesome. Also, like, how did you pick? So when did you actually genuinely, you were just like firing on all cylinders, just picking up random ideas, or were you like, oh, I love celebrity memoirs?
No, I guess I should. I like had never read a celebrity memoir.
Ever?
No, we just like at the same time, Jessica Simpson and Mariah Carey had memoirs come out, and we just kind of were like, oh, this is the idea. Like, because we had 2 podcasts that like nobody really listened to, because who would? And then we kind of like tapped into being like, oh, the thing to do is like ride coattails of a more famous person and do the work nobody's else. Like we know that people hate reading.
Right. And no one's going to read a celebrity memoir. Well, this is the funny thing about celebrity memoirs that I've always truly never understood. I'm like, who's buying them?
Well, the thing is, people really, and that is funny, we have like 2 halves of our audience, was like half that wanted to hear about it, and then the other half that like wanted to hear someone else talk about the thing they had just read. Like I do think people, like when I'll meet people who will be like, oh yeah, I've read everything you've read. And I'm like, really? For the love of the game.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay. And then did you develop sort of a love for like celebrity memoirs after that? Or were you kind of like.
No. Okay. But I did love being like successful. Like I did like love.
But you can like hate watch something, you know? It's like you hate reading the books.
Exactly.
I saw like a bunch of the clips from I remember when you read the Prince Harry. Oh my God. Prince Harry one. And then you were like, there was like a part of it where he was talking about his dick.
Oh yeah. But okay.
That lives rent free in my brain. Like you just talking about it.
I feel like I was probably saying that like that was like one of the big headlines about that book, was that he like made a joke at his brother's wedding that his like dick could have gotten frostbite or something, because he almost missed it because he was on a hike. But it was such a funny like throwaway nothing line that like the joke of that book is a third of it is about like war in Afghanistan. Like it's so much about how bad he wanted to murder people in Afghanistan.
Whoa.
And how like one of the big tribulations of his life was that he like was mad that because he was a security risk to his like fellow army men, they could never really put him out in battle because he'd be like a specific target.
Yeah.
So they always had him like pushing paper or like, it was like, he just like felt that it wasn't fair that he didn't get to murder as many people as everyone else.
And totally.
Yeah.
I totally get that.
And I was like, this is crazy.
That's like boy brain as fuck. Like that's the funniest thing. Because all boys like secretly think that they would like do amazing at the war.
It was just and it was so funny. Like he has this part that I'll never forget where he talks about like dropping a bomb on a group of people. And he's like, yeah, I wanted to do twice as much, but like the American captain said I couldn't. And I was like, if you want to do bomb more than America, like
you're the problem.
You have to go home.
You're like actually really, really fucked up.
If you looked at the United States of America and be like, the thing I would be changing is I'd probably double the bombing. Like that's crazy.
Kill all the kids, all the women.
Were there survivors in that country? Okay, we gotta
take them all down. Like, oh geez, okay, all right, good for you. Wait, what's your favorite memoir that you read?
The thing is, I guess Crying in H Mart was really good. By Japanese Breakfast. Like, do you know that band? Michelle Zauner, maybe? But she had a book that was really great. Jeanette McCurdy's was really good.
Okay.
I mean, there was a couple like books that were good for the sake of being books.
Yes.
Are good.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, everybody's life is the same.
Well,
like it is true, crazy. Especially if you're writing a book about it.
Yeah.
Like there was a hardship, you overcame it, you're sharing your story. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like there's only so many.
Well, it's also probably like the format of like how to tell your life story, you know?
It's all kind of, there's people, things are hard, they overcome.
Right. Wait, did anything like really surprise you that like sticks with you now?
It was like, so the way I would do it is like, if we were recording on Tuesday at 2 p.m. or something, I would like wake up at 6 a.m. and like sit down with a coffee and read the book.
Okay, 6 a.m.
Well, yeah, because that's so true.
Okay, lifetime goal achieved. What do you mean?
Well, I wanted to be up at 4 and I wanted it to be consistent and I wanted it to be like with meditation and maybe like a charcoal lemon water. But it is because I was supposed to like read it the day before and didn't. And I'd be like, fuck, I have to wake up. And then I would like regurgitate it. And then like by the next week when we had to do TikToks about it, I'd be like, I don't know what was in there. Like it really was so in one ear and out the other.
Oh, well, that's kind of badass. Yeah. Cramming for the exam.
I really was. I was like doing homework every week.
Wait, and so when did you guys decide that you were like done?
We joke. We went to Australia last September and we joke like that was the beginning of the end. I think around last winter, we had come up with like a 2-year plan maybe. And then by the spring, I was like, I'm going to die. Yeah. I'm going to fucking die. So we had to like, we did it at the end of the summer and like, we just hustled with it.
I feel like at a certain point, if you're reading that many celebrity memoirs, like your brain chemistry probably changes.
I like was like sad and uninspired and I feel like less creative. Like I feel like now that I can fill my time like reading books that I like and like watching, like I just feel like it was so much time was being dedicated. I was doing 50 a year plus. Like sometimes we did bonus ones. But like it was just a lot of time to spend to stuff that like made you not give a fuck about art in any way.
Right, because it's like peek behind the curtain, or is it like?
I guess it's just because like, I don't know, if like you were always eating shitty food, you would like forget that there is great food. Do you know what I mean? Like you would like, and if somebody was like, let's cook tonight, you'd be like, to what end? You know what I mean? Right. It was kind of, I feel like it's so much of my energies and like consumption. I was just like so bored.
Yeah, yeah. And now you have good noticings.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah,
How's that going?
It's going good. I feel like I was like prepared for something for people to get like pissed. And some people did, but I guess they didn't stop listening because like the numbers are the same. So the joke is on them.
Perfect.
Yeah. I feel like, I don't know. It's so funny. People will be like, I don't know. Some people are negative, but some people like it. And I get, like, I get why if you liked the old format, because it was so long form and cohesive and narrative that you be like, that's what I want. And I get if that's what you want, then yeah, I guess you won't like the new one. But I am like,
because the new one's more chatty?
The new one's, I would almost call it like a magazine or like a Today Show style podcast.
Totally.
So like today I did a deep dive on, like I just came from recording next week. So it was like a deep dive on what happened between Victoria Beckham and her son, Brooklyn Beckham.
It's perfect. And that's really important.
That is really important. Then we also interviewed like one of the lawyers who just, from the ACLU, who just like was at the Supreme Court arguing for like trans sports rights. And then we also talked, and then we also talked about Chiara Ferragni, who was an Italian influencer who was like accused of fraud. And then we like read an article about like group chats and like friendship. And then I feel like, and then we're doing like every week like a fun Olympian to watch.
Oh, perfect podcast.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, if you don't like, that's fine. But I am like, it's so fun to like, and then we did a thing we've been like tracking the Ellison takeover of like, so first it's like Barry Weiss, who was an op-ed writer for the New York Times and then became like a famous Substacker, was just installed as the head of editor of CBS. Yeah. And she was installed by David Ellison, who is the son of like one of the richest men in the world, Larry Ellison.
Oh, yes. I Googled this once.
Yes. And now David, and with the backing of Larry, are trying to do this like media takeover where first he had a production company that wasn't very successful and was losing money. So his dad said, well, what if instead of like bailing you out of bankruptcy, I gave you $10 billion and you just bought Paramount. Because he had like been working with Paramount and they kept being like, all your movie ideas are really bad. And so his dad's like, what if we fix the problem by like, you own Paramount and now who's gonna tell you your movies are bad? And now they're going after the Warner Brothers because they also are trying to own CNN. Because kind of the deal is they'll give Trump the 2 news organizations and they've like kind of agreed to him to make it more conservative. In exchange for blocking, Netflix is trying to buy Warner Brothers and did technically win the bid, but like now it's being held up because the Ellisons are saying it's like an antitrust law problem because they would own like 65% of all streaming. Right. So they're saying they can't combine. We should get to combine. And then they're also going to, Oracle, which is Larry Ellison's company, is going to own a huge part of the new American TikTok. So the question is like, what happens when these like super billionaires who will like do anything to make Trump happy own kind of all of the media?
That's like, it's giving Godzilla versus
King Kong.
King Kong.
Yeah.
That's
like
what
kind
you're
of the
describing.
joke. Is it's like Larry Ellison's like a psychopath, but like so is Ted Sarandos. So it's like who is going to kill?
And they're
who
all
first?
just billionaires who want to just playground with everybody.
Like I'm like to what
and public
end?
opinion.
In what end? Yeah,
literally, they're like, well, I will actually control how people think and what they get.
And it's so embarrassing and all because what his son doesn't know a good movie from a bad movie. The joke is they actually he has a sister. Like Larry Ellison has a daughter who was kind of famous for a while for giving like these insane budgets to like auteur films. So she actually produced True Grit and like Phantom Thread and like a couple other really good films. But apparently she was such like a wackadoodle. She would just go to Hawaii for like 6 months and then she like kept giving way too much money to people and like she went bankrupt and she was like, whatever, my dad will bail us out. And it's like kind of true, but I guess her dad was like you've lost too many hundreds of millions. So that's their family deal. So that's what we talked about today.
That's awesome.
Thanks.
So you get to like sort of explore interesting topics that are relevant in society today.
Yeah. Like, do you want to hear, okay, one of the Olympians we looked into?
Yeah, I would love, obviously.
Okay. So she's like a speed skater and this is going to be her last Olympics, but 4 years ago at the last Olympics, this is going to be her final Olympics, but at the previous Olympics, she qualified for 3 of the different individual races.
Okay.
A girl on her team who had only been skating for like 6 years total tripped at the start and it was like a fluke thing. She gave that girl her spot because she was like, well, that's my friend and I think she deserves to go to the Olympics. So she's like, I'll only race in 2 of them and then I'll let my friend race in the other one.
Oh.
That friend went on to win gold in that individual competition and she was then the first Black woman to ever win an individual medal at the Winter Olympics ever.
Oh my
from
God.
any country.
Wow.
What is that not a beautiful?
Just because her friend gave her the spot?
Yeah, I mean, she would have qualified, and I guess she was like in the running anyway. But
Right,
like
so she
at
knew.
trials, she slipped.
she's
Very like, yeah.
Oh my God.
So she said, you know what? I already have 2 other races. Why don't you take one? Because I
God.
believe in you. And then she went on to win gold.
Wow. Girls can do anything.
Yeah, friendship matters.
Friendship is everything.
I mean, back to open mics.
Yeah, literally. Wait, actually, this is a great line of, this is perfect. Because I was going to ask you about your relationship with Ashley.
Okay.
Yeah, so you guys are besties.
We're besties. It's very toxic. It's very codependent.
Okay, awesome. Okay, great. I was wondering, because like honestly, going into business with your best friend, kind of hard.
So we met like in August, and by that December, we had started a podcast. So it's almost like we've never been friends without podcast.
Friendship.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like a good way to get to know somebody is to start a podcast. Like every week we were talking for an hour and then like logisticaling. So it's funny because like we've never known each other and not been podcasting. And definitely we fight a lot. We actually had a podcast about how much we fought, and it turns out people like, you know how you think you'd want to hear 2 people fight? Like you'd be like, oh, to be a fly on the wall of that fight.
Right.
No, people hated it.
Totally.
It's like not fun actually to be like in your car with 2 people like being passive aggressive.
Because also it's girls, so we're not going to be like outright with it. We're going to be talking about other stuff and then be like mean.
Yeah, people really hated it. It was a good lesson learned though. But like we fight, but ultimately I feel like the joke with us is that we like would abandon the podcast before we'd stop being like if the podcast wasn't fun, we're like whatever. I feel like we're not money oriented enough, the 2 of us, to like if we were to break up, we would just be, I don't know. We always joke like whenever we get into a fight, Ashley's like, let's just quit. Like let's just quit the podcast.
That's funny. So you guys have like aligned priorities in that way.
Yeah, I would definitely say we're both
like a marriage.
Yeah, we like prioritize hanging out and being and like kind of the thing was like the whole idea of the podcast was like, wouldn't it be fun to have a job that was hanging out?
Yeah.
And so the idea of like if it's not fun anymore, then you might as well just like
get a job.
Yeah, be in finance. I don't know.
Yeah, that's actually how I kind of live my life too. I'm like, if I'm thinking like, oh, a brand deal or a this thing or an appearance, whatever. If I'm like, oh, do I want to do that or do I want to just get a job?
Yeah, it really is. Like when you think about it that way, you're like, why did I do all this work? Because it's like now that I'm 33, so it's like I'm like really proud of what we've done and like we make good money for comedy and for podcasting. But I'm like, I don't know, I guess if I had become a project manager somewhere, like you know what I mean? It would have been a little bit, it might have been better or more secure. So I'm like, I don't know, I guess I could just, if it sucks.
You can always go back to being a project manager.
I
could have all this experience. You built your own business.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're good.
Just go get a real job. And
literally.
That being said, I mean, when Ashley quit her job like a year after I did to go full-time with the pod because she was a bit more nervous about it. And it was so funny because I feel like her parents were very worried about like the job stability of being a full-time podcaster. And I'm like, she's been fired way more by real, like
hilarious.
This is like the longest job either of us ever had. Meanwhile, she'd gone through like 4 jobs in 4 years. And like with the industry as it is, I'm like, whatever she got next would have gone bankrupt.
Right.
Like D2C mattresses, that's not safe.
So do you guys, do you ever get like sick of her?
Definitely. I think when we travel, there's like a 3 to 4 day mark that then.
And you're like, okay.
Yeah. And I do need to go do my own thing a bit.
Yeah.
But so I feel like that. But
at this point, you're probably like sisters. So it's like, who cares?
It feels like sisters. It feels like she's more like my wife.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's one of those things, we'll get into like the craziest fights about like, but like the dumbest shit. Like, once we got into a fight in Ireland about how I thought baseball was boring and she didn't. And we got into like such an intense like fight about this that we had to like leave our beers. And you think like, what was I don't know what the fight was, but we were just like jet lagged and exhausted.
Right.
And like
and
lugging our
being mean.
Yeah. And I was like, both of us are like, well, then you drop it. Then you like neither of us can, like nobody could say, I guess you find it boring and I don't. Or like, you know what I mean? Like there's no,
That's
but
so
then it's
funny.
like, we'll like walk back to the hotel, like across the block from each other. But then one of us will see something on Instagram and we're like, okay, this girl we hate just posted the stupidest shit. Like,
right. And so here we go. We're back.
Yeah.
in.
Like, what are we going to not talk about it?
That's so funny. I feel like, okay, I don't fight with my friends at all.
Mm-hmm.
And like I got into traveling. I got into like not a fight, but like she was annoyed at me because like I fucked up. Mm-hmm. Totally fair. But
I love you're like, I don't get into fights with my friends because I'm the one making the mistakes.
Because I'm the bad one. No, yeah, I don't know. It was like a stupid thing. Like we're both like perfect in every way. So it never comes up. But like, no, yeah, it was just like one of those things. And it freaked me out so much because I never fight with my friends. So I didn't know how to do it.
Well, okay, so that was kind of the premise of our podcast. And I feel like it wasn't a bad idea. It was just like too much for us to execute. It was called We're in a Fight with Claire and Ashley. And like she similarly had never been in a fight with her friends. And I'm kind of confrontational and difficult. And so I feel like
For sure.
I like
And I'm getting that from you.
Yeah, I know like it is. But I feel like I think it's I think a lot of women should get to know me as like an example, like a learning experience.
No, I think you have to advocate for yourself.
And so we were trying to talk about like how even if you haven't had like an actual fight with your friend, I'm sure you're in a group chat with somebody that you are like not happy with and you've been slowly mad at them for 7 years. And now you're like, one day you'll be in a position where like every girl in that group chat is going to be your bridesmaid. And one of them you have not talked to one-on-one in 6 years because you're both so mad at each other and it's never been acknowledged. And you've been on shared vacations and like, you know what I mean? Like how do you, like specifically the post-college group chat. Like the 7
Were you in
girl-
a sorority?
No, I actually didn't get into one. Can you believe?
Oh my God.
Isn't that crazy?
I'll kill him. Oh.
But like, so we were trying to do a podcast about like navigating like that idea of like how tricky female friendships are when you're being honest.
Well, because it's funny because I think the thing of being a woman too is like making sure everything's okay. That's like so integral to like femininity. It's just being like, well, everyone's like happy and seated and well fed and there's the charcuterie board and like your feelings, I'm going to take care of them for you. So don't worry. So it's like, yeah, like it's
when
really
everybody's
hard.
like martyring each other, then it's just like a.
Yeah, and then it's like hard. Yeah, I'll be like so deferential to like the women who I love in my life so much, but like, but it does bother. Yeah, of course there are things that bother me.
And so we were trying to like, and it was funny. I feel like Ashley was like that, and then we met. Like I was like the first friend she ever had a fight with.
Yeah,
but I do think it was that thing of trying to like let people know like it's okay to have a little bit of conflict and then move on.
Right.
And also the conflict is never what they like. It's never over the same boy. It's like over being like, I feel like I'm calling you more than you're calling me, and I feel like like how do I confront you about the fact that I don't think you like me as much as you used to, and I don't understand why.
Right.
And,
like is something going on?
Yeah. So
that's hard.
But the problem is, not that many people want to come on a podcast and talk about the fights they've had with their female friends because, unlike dating, you're often so linked to those people still.
Right.
Like there's a very few times you'll like know somebody that's a good friend of yours.
Right.
For like 7 years, lose them as a friend and then like not have to see them at like a reunion or something or have mutual friends or whatever.
Right. I feel like, friendship fights are like really not discussed, are they?
I feel like since that, I feel like people are coming around more to like the Ashley Tisdale article about like getting kicked out of the mom group chat. Did you see that?
No.
Oh my God. It was like a really big, the cut thing.
Okay.
And then it turned out that like, it's because she was like a Republican who was kind of insensitive about the fires, the LA fires.
Totes. She's like, what's everyone so stressed about?
Yeah. Like no, literally she bought a beach house that week. And I guess like in the group chat, she was like, huge news. I have another house.
Everyone's house is like burning down.
And, like we have no house. Day. She's like, crazy. I have 2.
And none of you can stay in it. Sorry.
It's just new.
Like new. It's just like we haven't even been there yet.
Yeah, we want to break it in. You know, and it's just we don't know how to host really.
We just don't have like the right furniture yet for you guys. So
we want to do like a housewarming party and everyone
like in like 6 months, like
when
everything's
furnished.
Yeah, when like the designer comes in.
Yeah, it's just the couches are on back order.
Supply chain.
But I do feel like there have been more conversations about like female friendships. I feel like that's been versus but it's definitely like, you know, it's still tricky no matter what.
Well, yeah, I mean, to fight with anyone is kind of super hard.
Yeah.
Wait, so what's your tip then? Like for me, because I can't do it.
Okay, well, I guess if you have no problem, like if you're not mad at anybody, then whatever. But I think the thing I like to say is you have to like give your friend the benefit of the doubt that they are a good person who like doesn't want to hurt you. So if you're feeling hurt by your friend, actually the kind thing to do is to let them know so that they can make it up to you.
Yeah.
As opposed to like festering.
Right.
And then taking everything they say a little bit wrong because you're still pissed off about something that they said like 2 years ago. And then like, you know what I mean? I feel like if you never, like, I don't know, I feel very lucky as somebody who can like cross the line, who can get into a riff and not be able to dial it back. Witnessed.
No, I'm always like riffing too far.
And then sometimes I say things and I'm like, not only was that mean, but I don't even mean it. Like that wasn't
just
even
say it because I'm yes-anding.
Exactly. I just like took it to like bizarro world. And so like I feel like I have a friend who's really good about being like, you said this thing last week, like, do you really mean that? And I'm like, thank you. Like I get to,
because if they ask you, do you mean it? Then you go, of course not.
It's like really nice to get to apologize and like get to clear my name and be like, no, I love you. And I like, thank you for believing that I.
Yeah. And I called you a fat bitch, but it's a joke.
Yeah. Literally.
I don't think you look like a cow. You're so skinny and beautiful. I want to be like you.
I said it because you said it. I was
riffing on what you said. You were like, my eating disorder.
Exactly.
And I was like, yeah, you fat bitch. Like, it's just what we do.
We like you better. We like you better as a happy cow.
We're so proud of you and all your progress.
I will say the flip side of that though is as a woman, you have to be willing to apologize because I feel like I have friends and I feel like a dynamic I get into a lot is I'll have a lot of friends who like are like, I'm the nice one and Claire's the mean one. And then if I say to them like, oh, you did say something that hurt my feelings, they kind of like their opinion of, they're like, no, I didn't. And I'm like, no, you did. I'm telling you right now, it hurt my feelings. And they're like, no. And like, I've had a friend who like would be like, I'm too busy for this. And I'm like, I'm literally just asking you to like apologize. And they're like, that wasn't my intention. And I don't have time to send you an apology. And I'm like, but like stuff like, I am like, if someone says
super hard, like
you can't get wrapped up in being like, I'm the person who never hurts feelings. You have to just be like, oh, sorry.
Yeah. Like I fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
So that's
Okay. So you have like a lot of long-term friendships then.
Yeah. I feel like I have like I have like lots of different groups.
Right. And so then the method works.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's proof. That's evidence. Okay.
I mean, definitely not always. Like, you know, I have friends that but I also feel like that's growing up is like
growing out of friendships and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually, I had one significant friend break up in my life.
Wow. And was it like there was a confrontation or what happened?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we have trauma.
I wouldn't say trauma. I learned a lot. It was actually like super, you know what I've learned recently in like this year? All of the people that I've had like, that I've been so deeply hurt by, it's pushed, I mean, it's so cliche, but it's pushed me to the right people.
Yeah.
It's pushed me in the right direction.
I think that's important. Like,
yeah.
Like letting people being like, oh, okay. Because that is the other thing is I think sometimes like, you have to be like, if this person's hurting you over and over again, maybe you need to like take the hint.
Right, exactly. No, genuinely. And that kind of was what was happening. Like we were like wives for like 2 years. And then, but like I was ignoring everything about her. Like I was just like, she would flake on me. She would like do all these crazy things. Like it just like, she had sort of her own stuff that she was dealing with. And I was just like, that's okay, whatever. And then finally it came to a head and we had like, I confided in her that I had a crush on somebody that I like worked with and I couldn't, another comedian. And I didn't want to make a move because we were close and we were in the same circle. I just didn't want to whatever. And I wanted to be really sure, you know, whatever. But I was sort of pining after him for a long time. And I told her that and introduced them like a week before things.
Oh my God, so yours was about boys.
It was actually, but it wasn't about boys.
That was the final straw.
That was the final straw. There were like 6 other things.
Sometimes it's helpful when somebody does something like so obviously like
obviously
against
wrong.
like girl rules that you have to be like, that's not like the main thing, but it's like a release mechanism.
Exactly. Because I was like, oh, this means that you genuinely don't care about me at all. Like you are willing to truly hurt me like for whatever you want. Like it just didn't matter to her.
There is this weird thing that I feel like I see a lot in both like platonic and romantic relationships where like people will do anything to not admit you don't like somebody. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like I feel like men do this a lot where like they'll just like be so shitty to a woman. And I'm like, yeah, if you're a woman, get out of that. But also I'm like, you can break up with her. Like on reality TV, the last thing they ever want to admit is that they don't like you. They'd rather be like, you know what I mean? Sometimes you can just say we're just not compatible.
You also want to find a reason. Yes. Yeah, you want to find a reason. It's like, yeah, exactly. It's like that thing of like bombing the relationship, like starting to be really mean, like really like not showing up for the other person. And then until they have to like dump you, basically. It was like that with a friendship.
Yeah.
But we got coffee the other day.
Oh my God. Had enough time passed?
Yeah, I think so. She asked me to.
Wow.
And I was like, let's release each other from this then. That's great.
Really nice. It was like a closure coffee?
Yeah. Really nice. And I was like, you know what? Glad I did it.
Yeah.
I think I have some clarity on who you are, like still. Like I think I have way more clarity on who I am and like what I want in my life. And it was
that's so nice. I always one of my big beliefs is I feel like you can always go back and apologize. Like when people have stuff that they like, because they'll write us, we have like an advice column, and they'll always be like, 7 years ago, I did treat my friend in high school shitty. Can I say sorry? And I'm like, yes, because they know you did, and there's nothing worse. There's nothing better than validation.
That's so true. But have you apologized like 7 years after, or like long
No,
time?
because I feel like I'm always in the thick of it. Do you know what I mean? Like if I'm apologizing,
seems like you're addressing things as it comes.
Yeah, they come up. I will say, there have been years I've been a good friend, and this year I don't. Last year, I feel like I had 2 friendships I wasn't great in. And one I feel validated in, and one I was like, I did not handle that well. My bad.
Right.
So I'm not saying like I'm some great, like, but I do feel I have a different problem than most women. So it's an interesting perspective.
Because you're more confrontational than most women.
Yeah.
And most women are passive.
Yeah. I guess, yeah.
Interesting. Why do you think you're confrontational?
I actually think I have a lot of testosterone because I put on muscle quick too.
Totally. I see that for you. Do you know that women with high testosterone also are more decisive?
I'm incredibly decisive.
Yeah, you have high T.
That's a fight me and Ashley have constantly, is that she's somebody who like likes to go through every possibility and I like to pick, and I'm very much like, I don't need to be right, but if you have a different idea, like don't tell me no without a different idea.
I'm exactly the same way.
And I really, like, I'll be like, oh, we should make it brown. And she'll be like, I don't think so. And I'm like, okay, well, what should it be? She's like, well, I don't know. And I'm like, so all you know is that I'm wrong.
Right. It's like, be helpful. Like, I'm the one that's making the decision. I'm doing the heavy lifting. So like, yeah. I've
had to get better about accepting that that's like a helpful way to be, as somebody who's like, let's just think for a second.
Yeah.
Through options.
There is a benefit to just at least feeling more confirmed in your original decision.
Yeah, there's other things you might have not thought of yet. Which I haven't thought of that.
Do you have siblings?
I have a little brother.
Okay. Yeah. Did you boss him around?
Yeah. And I feel like we were kind of equal competitors.
Okay. What's the age difference?
2.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Wait, where'd you grow up?
I'm from Hoboken.
Okay.
Which is nearby. So.
And then you just went to Columbia and then you stayed here. So
yeah, I think if I could go back and change anything, I wish I had like struck out on my own at some point. But it's too late now. I got that beautiful house.
No, beautiful house and a hot husband.
Thank you.
Yeah. I walked in and I was like, who is this guy? Because he was like the only straight guy there too. And I was like, what is he doing here? And
then clean up.
Yeah. He was very well behaved.
No, he's like we never fight, which is funny.
Interesting.
I've never had a fight with him.
Why do you think that is?
Just his personality. It's like very much like an antidote. Like there's something he's so reasonable and like respectful and on my side that like there is like if he did something that upset me and I told him, he would just go, oh, sorry, I didn't like it's so same team that you would look crazy trying to pick a fight with him. And then sometimes he's been like, if I like sometimes take a tone, he'll be like, tone, and I'm like, sorry. He's a real like same team guy.
Oh.
So
wait, I'm gonna cry. I love that. How'd you guys meet?
We worked together at my last day job.
Stop.
I was like the admin. I was the assistant.
Love. And he was what?
I guess technically, not my boss, but technically I was his.
Oh, girl.
No, but he's like younger than me, but like I was like the assistant to like his team.
He's younger than you?
Mm-hmm.
By how much?
Like 2 years, like 1.5 2 years. That's not so
like
much.
Crazy.
Yeah. But it was funny because he was always in a suit, so I assumed he was like the oldest person in the world.
Right, and you're like, I'm just at the front desk.
Yeah, I was like, I'm never taking my laptop home.
Like, do you need a coffee?
This joke is like, when I first started there, he did like 6 weeks in Italy, and so I didn't meet him. And then he had emailed me, and like my thing was to book their travel, and he said, could you book my flight? And I did, but I didn't email him the ticket. Oh my God. And I didn't take my laptop or cell phone home ever. So like I came back from Thanksgiving to like 30 emails from him being like, hey, is my flight there? Like, hey, tomorrow's supposed to be my flight. Is there a ticket? And then he's like, hey, I'm on the way to the airport right now. Is there a ticket? He's like, I'm at the airport. Do you know where my ticket is? And then I got there and I was like so scared to make eye contact with him. And he came up to me and goes, hey, I noticed you like haven't looked at me. He's like, don't worry. It's not a big deal. Like, I'm not mad. And he had bought his own ticket out of pocket and he never even like expensed it, so I never got in trouble. And he literally just came over and said, and I tweeted that day, I go, oh my God, I have a work crush, and if we got married, if he was my boyfriend, he would never be mad at me. And it turns out he literally never was mad at me.
Wait, who made the first move? How'd you guys get together?
It was like I was like obsessed, but I feel like it was like mutual. Like we had been like, I went to like a company basketball pickup game to like specifically flirt with him. And I feel like that whole, we're like talking the whole time. So we could tell there was a mutual. And then at the company Christmas party, we like had sex. But then I tweeted about
the party?
At the after, like at some club downtown in a bathroom. But then I tweeted about it.
Wait, you fucked him in a bathroom?
Yeah, that's how you get a husband. People are like, do you fuck on the first date?
And
I thought you were
before. I thought you misspoke. You did not misspeak. You actually fucked him in the bathroom.
I had been obsessed with him for weeks at that point. It's so funny because in my mind, that time period.
Weeks is not.
Okay, so the craziest thing is, so let me tell you the whole story.
You gotta understand, it's been 2 days since I was obsessed with him.
The craziest thing is in the moment, I felt like this was an eternity. And when I look back, because I have the hard dates. So like, I hadn't met him till after Thanksgiving. Yes. We fucked at the Christmas party, which was December 18th. So you're thinking like, that couldn't have been more than 3 weeks, right? At that point, and I showed up like ready to fucking, like
you were like, we need to do
had someone cover my desk to go to Sephora to do my makeup. I was like, we're fucking. And
you're like, took an everything shower for the party.
Okay, so the crazy part is I did in fact tweet about it. That day I had been like, there's a guy I have a crush on, what should I do? And I did a poll, like nothing, hook up with him, like flirt, but whatever. And then the next day I responded to my own tweet being like, you'll never guess which one I did. And then somebody at work had found that and was like circulating it in this really kind of like shady way of going. She was like bringing it to, she printed it out and was bringing it to all the guys at work being like, if somebody finds out about this, Claire could get in a lot of trouble. And I was like, well then stop. Why'd you bring it out?
Circulating.
Anyway, so Mac like was like, hey, can we go talk? And I thought we were going to become boyfriend, girlfriend. And he was like, so apparently there's this tweet you wrote about me. Like, is it okay if you delete it? And I was like, oh, I'm fucked. And then I actually DM'd him and was like, hey, like, do you want to go out sometime? Like, I won't tweet about it, haha. And he sent me a thumbs up emoji. And Ashley, she goes, that's a thumbs down. You're fucked. It's over. And then, but we were still working together. And
I would have assumed I was dead
we would do coffee runs every afternoon where like the whole office would go, but he would like organize it. He'd like get the whole office to go do coffee and then be like, hey, you want to come get coffee with us? And we would talk the whole time. So I remember being so obsessed with him, but being like, I'm gonna ruin his life. Like this is his job and his career. I can't just be like,
you were just there phoning it in.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I can't be like getting this guy in trouble at work. I literally remember being like, I have to quit to leave him alone.
Yeah.
We were boyfriend, girlfriend by like February 2nd. So truly, but it was like, finally someone at Starbucks asked a coworker if we were dating.
Yeah.
And then he was like, oh, someone thought we were dating, LOL. Like maybe we should go get a drink. And then I was like, thank you. So can I say, we got in trouble recently for doing a Starbucks ad, but listen, I really did fall in love because of a Starbucks worker.
Wow.
So shout out.
That's crazy. So then he was like, okay, let's do it.
He like.
Yeah, well, that amount of time between the tweet and like whatever else happened would actually make me.
In my mind, I remember being like, nobody has pined and yearned and been so rejected as long as I like felt like Wuthering Heights. I really was like, this is the story of a woman whose husband is at war.
Because every single day you're seeing him.
Exactly.
And hanging out with him.
Exactly.
And it's like every single moment of that, you're like, well, there's an opportunity here for us to hang out and be like whatever. And it's not.
And he was very quiet. So like every day I would learn a new fact where I'd be like, God damn it, I love that about you. Like,
oh my God.
Yeah.
Wait, that's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And then wait, how long have you guys been together?
I guess 7 years.
Holy shit. And when'd you get married?
2023, like September 2023.
Okay. Wow. That's cool.
It is fun. Can I say, kids, it's kind of fun to be married. I don't like to say it often because it's like
it
is embarrassing. And also I'm like, I know a lot of girls are trying to get married and they get bad married, but I'm like, it's worth it.
Don't get bad married.
It's worth it to try to get good married because
get good married. You're allowed to want to get good married. Like it's just don't get bad married.
Yeah, bad married is gonna suck. Like sometimes I think about that. Yeah. I'm like, oh, like I love being married to you. If I didn't like even like 2% of you, I'm like, the way waking up next to you every day would be the fucking barrel of a gun. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm like, oh, this would be forever and it would be hell.
Right.
If like there was stuff about him where I'd be like, oh my God, 70 more years of this. Like I could see how you would want to die.
Sure. Okay. And totally. Interesting. Okay. Also, I'm always obsessed with like female comedians who are married because I feel like that's also
well, we lost our hero, Ali Wong.
I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's so hard to do both.
It's real. I don't know. I'm still like,
it's hard to be like
We'll
a
see.
successful woman in, I think, in any industry and married. But like, I think it's so much more flagrant when it's stand up.
oh, 100%. Also because it's like you're bopping around. There was like a study that came out a few years ago that said if in a couple, like a heterosexual couple, the man and the woman's jobs are equally important, the man's job will always take precedence. The only time, like, because push comes to shove, there's going to be like a move or a promotion. Like somebody is going to have to step ahead in a way that like affects the other one.
Yeah.
And if you're equal, he gets it. The only time a woman's job is like prioritized is like when like they both together are like, your job is more important.
Really?
So I'm lucky because my husband like does not give, like, not that he doesn't, like he is like, please retire me. Like, please get me out of this.
He wants you to, because this is your passion and that's his
and also
job.
He makes so much money up front that he could be like, I'll get out of it. You know what I mean? It's like,
Wow.
easy. So that would be my recommendation, I guess.
Be more important than my husband's job.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, find somebody who can support you when you're an open micer, but then also would quit at any minute.
And just be a little house husband.
Yeah.
Aw. Okay.
Good luck out there. I mean, the weird thing is I feel like there's so many dynamics where that would make sense, but like men have a really hard, like it's so funny the way that men have a hard time being like, oh, I have a woman who's hotter and richer than me. And I'm like,
harder, richer, smarter.
literally. And then they're like so mad. I'm like, why not just take the win?
Yeah, why not just be excited that you found somebody that's awesome? Like, that's the funny thing about men versus women in that way, where I'm always like, if you, as a woman, if you find a guy that's like more successful than you, you're like, let's fucking go. And then a guy will be like, oh, it means I have a tiny penis.
Yeah. It's so funny. Like, I have to belittle her so she doesn't think she's better than me because she supports the fact, like, she bought the house.
Yeah.
I had a friend who bought a house and her boyfriend was going to live in it. Not rent-free. His parents were going to pay his part of the mortgage for him. And on the day of closing, her mom had brought like a champagne bottle and he sulked in the other room and was like, why do we have to stop and take photos? We're going to live here anyway. Like, we'll be back later.
Oh, that guy hates you.
Could you imagine?
I would.
She married him.
Oh my God. I would jump.
And I'm just like.
But that guy's going to do that to you for the rest of your life.
And it's crazy to be like, we're not even saying be there when times get bad. The fact that like you can't celebrate a win.
Yeah,
like it's so weird to win something for the team.
Yeah, we're a team.
My wins are the literal. He moved out of his parents' house to live with her. She bought you a house. You're sulking?
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
How about you buy her house?
Yeah, fucking get off your ass, dude.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, if you're so mad.
I'm a Republican. Bootstraps.
No, but I'm sorry. There is literally no reason to be like mad that she bought you a house. Also get a job then. If you want,
or break up with her. If you're not comfortable, get out of there.
If you want to find a woman who makes less money than you, if it's really important to be like, I live at home, so you have to live on the street.
Yeah, if you need a homeless girl, go get her. Wow.
Take her to mom and pa.
Okay, wait. So what did you do to like prepare for the special?
I ran it a lot. I went to Fringe. I did Edinburgh Fringe.
I'm gonna do it this year.
I loved it. It really is so
fun.
fun.
The whole month?
No.
Okay.
Are you doing the whole month?
I was thinking.
No, do it.
You did 2 weeks?
I did 2 weeks. I did personally feel that I didn't, but I also wasn't like in the running for anything.
Okay.
Like, I don't know if you're going to win.
No. I want to go to run it
as much as possible. Yeah, I did feel that 2 weeks was enough for me, but I also am like, I think that there's like a second thing that happens, like the longer you stay, the more fucking rock hard you probably become. And it is so like it goes quickly in the sense that there were so many other people's shows I wanted to support and go to.
Totally.
And I do think the second half things like they know you, so that I feel like there was more to do probably if I had stayed longer. But I had to, you know. You can't just podcast from anywhere. I had to go home.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, I have a job. I have a husband to feed.
Yeah. But what do you want to do? You want to do like a one-woman show, a stand-up show?
Just stand-up. But you did just your hour. Mm-hmm. And how was that?
It was like great because by the end, I remember my last show thinking like, oh, that went great. And I went home and I watched the tape and I thought, wow, how did I not kill myself? I was like, these people hate me. Oh but then I went to Philly and I ran it for the first time coming back and I was like, am I a god? Like it is
that's what stand-up is like.
Like doing it with weights on. Do you know what I mean? Like those British people are so hard. And like, you know how in New York stand-up there's that idea that like everybody should get to see Bill Burr for free on a Tuesday randomly? Like, you know how like I feel like New York audiences are really entitled to celebrity amazing. Like the best comedian like, that's ever lived. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah, like I thought every taco shop in Bushwick would have
Yeah, I get that.
You know, like the greatest, like Nikki Glaser would just be here for free.
Yeah.
I feel like there's just so much and you're one of many. But I was very much like, I didn't know anything. And I think that was helpful because I didn't pay for anything because I didn't know it was my job. Like, I didn't know that I had to pay for my own posters. I thought that it just came with the room.
Hilarious.
So I was like the only person in all of Edinburgh with like my face nowhere to be seen. Like, I had not a lick of promotion.
You were secret.
Like, kind of. And I kind of liked that because all of my audience was like my own audience who came because they already knew me.
Cool.
And I was like, that's fine.
Yeah, that's a little bit fine.
I don't need like some old random British man to be like, I don't get it.
Well, also because like, the people were telling me about like the reviews and stuff. And they were like, well, you have to have like a really thick skin because like if you get 3 stars, like you'll want to die. And then I was like, yeah, but I don't know these people. Like, this doesn't have like the cultural significance that it probably does to like my British friends.
And also nobody here is like, well, what'd you get at Fringe?
Exactly. It will literally not matter to me anywhere else but in that environment.
Exactly. And I feel like it's only even like the way that I was only there for 2 weeks. Like, I don't think I was even there long enough for reviews to help because I've heard a lot of people go at the last 2 weeks when like the reviews have all come out and then that way they get to go to all the best shows. So I feel like I was still there when people were just like, I'll go to anything.
Right.
But it is like, it's so fun to there. Also, I was like on a campus. So I would say all the cool New York City, Brooklyn comedians like Kat Cohen and Joey Dardano and Stamptown and Casey
Shornima.
Okay, I actually didn't know her last. Casey felt like
the fucking best.
I met her. She was awesome. Like all those cool people were at the, I can't even remember what it was called, but it was like they were all on the same campus.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, thank God I didn't know to try to even be there. Or like Dylan Adler was over there. Like I would kill myself because there's like a sold out board and every night you're going to see who sold out. And there's such a competition feel over there of like which of these shows is considered the best. Whereas I was at like some rando venue down the road. And I was like, I don't think people even know that. Like, you know, I was so not a part of that scene.
Well, I feel like that's kind of your career in a nutshell too. Like you've sort of like carved your own thing.
Thank you for saying that. It has fully been like because nobody would have me. Like, our first ever CNBC show, we like sold out and I cried. It's so funny. I was like crying because no comedians came to hang out in the back. And I had this feeling of like, when will they accept me? Like,
I get that.
I like left and I brought my own fucking audience and they still don't even want to like try to suckle a little bit.
Yeah, suck my dick.
Yeah, like try and like use me for something a little bit. Like I was, and it was
pick me, choose me, use me.
Literally, I was like,
Love me.
And it was so funny because it was like the biggest show I'd ever done at that point. It sold out like in an hour. We couldn't believe that people, and I still was like, I don't want people to like me. I want comedians to like me.
I know. Yeah, but that doesn't matter at all. It's about the audience.
Yeah, that took me like years to get over.
I get that. Well, because you like want to be popular.
Yeah.
You want to be popular and respected amongst your peers.
Exactly.
And guess what? You never will be. I feel that. I mean, I feel like a lot of the times I'm like, dude, does no one even fucking care about me? But you gotta look at the people who do. And
it is so funny because then I remember talking to my friend about it and he goes, I'm like, well, no one really respects me. He goes, I don't think people say that about you. And I'm like, oh, it's worse than that. Everybody thinks I'm a hack. They don't think of me at all. Like he's like, I don't know. I think if I said your name to somebody, they'd be like, yeah. Like some people would be like,
cool, she's killing it.
Or like, she's funny. Like, I'm like, no, they all think I'm lame and they don't, and it's like.
Wait, so where'd you tape it?
I taped it at Union Hall.
Love.
But I built my own set, which I was really proud of. Me and my dad, like out of PVC.
Oh my God.
We actually, if anybody ever goes to Union Hall, I left it there, but I have like a perfect, exact replica of the stage in PVC that you can use to like hang curtains to cover the background.
Oh.
So I don't think, like, I was like, do you guys want this? And they're like, yeah, that's great. We'll keep it. I'm sure they like immediately forgot. But I think if you said to them, apparently here you have a perfect replica of the stage with PVC so I can hang curtains.
Love.
It is there.
Incredible.
My donation to the community that wouldn't have me.
And thank you. And as a Brooklyn comedian, thank you. And how'd you feel? I love that room.
I loved it too. And it was funny because I wanted to shoot there, but then I was worried that like, because it's so tight, it wouldn't look that good. But it was like where I feel like sets are the best because it's so tight and like intimate.
And if your crowd is there, then it's there. They show up.
Well, then luckily nobody else would have me. Like I asked if I could do it at the Gutter. The way they treated it.
What?
Because the guy who directed mine does all of whoever shoots at the Gutter every week.
Yeah.
Cracked.
Yeah.
The guy who filmed mine films for Cracked. So the idea was like if I did it in the Gutter, he kind of like knows the system there.
Yeah.
But they were like, if you want a weekend show here, we're booked through mid-2026. And if you want a Thursday show, and I was like, okay.
Yeah. So you just want
what are you, Carbone? You're a fucking bowling alley with a back room.
Although it is a good room to just turn open. But yeah, no, yeah.
So then insane. It was good. But then I went back to Union Hall, which was fine.
Union Hall is amazing. Also, the people there are amazing.
They're really nice.
People who work there. I love them. I love working with them.
Yeah, it's a great. And it is like, somebody was like, I don't know, do your special where you feel like you'll be the funniest.
Yeah, and the most comfortable, right?
Exactly. And it is such a low-ceilinged room in this way that you're like, the laughter lives on forever.
Yeah, you can really kill in that room. I've also really had like sets I did not like there.
Well, it's a real audience. It's a real Park Slope. And I feel like if
you're not getting anyone accidentally there kind of vibes. Like it's...
And I feel like sometimes you can go in there, make a joke, and if they smell your fear, if you're like, was that too far? They're like, it is. And we're all lawyers and we're suing you.
Yeah, we're young professionals and actually, that sucks.
And that was problematic and we're...
Yeah, and they're also like very artistically literate. Yes. You know, like they're like a really smart crowd. Yeah. So you really have to like bring it. Yeah. And they're also going to be a little bit like, impress me. You know, they're not
a little
like...
impress me, a little woke, a little...
a little woke. They're not like drinking and like going crazy. They're like being prudent, like observers.
Exactly. And I feel like the Edinburgh crowd is a bit like that.
Oh,
they are not responding to crowd work. They're not telling you what they do for a living. They're not telling you if the guy next to them is their boyfriend.
Game.
Yeah, they're kind of like, you impress me.
Yeah, they're like, you're the comedian. Why don't you do your thing? Mm-hmm. And you're like, okay. Well, that's so exciting. I'm so excited for you and to like do that. Wait, what time are we at? 1 hour.
Wow.
Oh, perfect.
Oh my God, you're like really born for this job.
Why?
Because you like sensed an hour exactly.
Because I felt it in my bones.
Yeah, I feel like you're like, you have like an internal music.
I'm usually really good at getting to 50 minutes. That's really what I was going for. So actually I was a little bit off.
Sorry.
Fuck. I'll try again.
There's a lot you could edit out of me.
No, everything you said was important and perfect. No, okay, wait. So what's your most embarrassing moment?
In my whole life?
Yeah, or like whatever. But
you know what was embarrassing that happened to me recently that I actually,
Okay.
And I'll tell you the comedian is afterwards, but something you need to know about me is I'm like pretty prudish. I'm like not like a sexual comedian. Like I don't really talk about sex that much.
Totally.
I recently went to DM a comedian who I would say is notoriously and in my personal experience quite cold and not necessarily like looking to help someone beneath them. But they had recently worked with a brand that I thought would be a great sponsor for my special. Okay. So I had like built up a lot of courage.
Yes.
So as like DM them and say, can I get your advice or do you have a contact? Or
for sure.
And I went to go DM them.
Yeah.
And what was there but like 6 unanswered DMs from like years ago.
Yeah.
When I would say like I was at the bottom of the open mic scene and they were at the top. So I guess I like I must have been seeing them around at that point. Like I guess we had met in person 1 or 2, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And I felt that we were within like, but it was one of those things where I was like answering her story a lot and there was no response back.
Oh no.
Which is something that can happen because you don't see that they're like, you don't think,
you're not thinking like, oh, I'm responding and they're not responding. Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't see the dialogue.
Yes.
You know, when you respond to a story, you don't see the stacked unanswered. And the last thing I had said to her was, would you do my show? I asked her to do my show twice, no answers, which is really,
That's happened to me so many times.
But one of the last things I had responded to her story, which I was like, I unsent because I was like, what in the fucking world could have made me think I should send this to somebody? I don't know what she posted. It must have been a meme. I said,
I'm scared.
I feel like, no, it's like, it's just so, like, I was like, who was I 7 years? Like, you know what I mean? I was like, I'm so lonely. I'm like at work and so lonely that this meme made me horny. This is a woman, a straight, like, this is a woman who was like above me in comedy. Why am I telling her she's making me horny? Like I'm alone at work and horny. Over your me.
You're a reply guy to her.
I guess I thought that I was like being self-deprecating. Like,
no, I could see why as an open micer you were like, this is so good.
But now that it's been 7 years and she's like quite high up in her career and like, I think if she was in this room, I don't know that she would acknowledge we know each other. The idea that I was like to somebody who definitely at best ignores me, at worst actively dislikes me was like, LOL, I'm so horny looking at your show. It's like, why would I say that? Why would I say that? Why would I be like, I'm so lonely and desperate? You're making me wet with your comedy.
I'm at work. I'm so wet thinking about you.
So I like. Could I do your show sometime?
Anyway, if you have any sponsor tips,
I'd love advice on how to be a woman in comedy.
Do you get coffee sometime?
I obviously unsent everything and then I didn't. I was like, well, I'm not
you're
asking.
Like, I can't do this.
Now's not the time.
Oh my God, I would have done the same thing.
It was really, and like I kind of feel like it was so, like I really can't imagine what I was thinking. And that's what's
sometimes
scary.
When you like somebody or you like, I don't know. Yeah. Like before you start doing this, like you don't know what it's like to be on the side of like being the person with the followers and like the ones that people DM. Like, and then now that I'm here, I literally, it makes me shake in my boots to like think about.
I guess my thing is like, if you had put a gun to my head and said, what have you emailed this person before? I would have been like, nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
I
don't know her.
The one thing I've known since the minute I met her was that she was not interested in being my friend. And then I'd be like, then why were you like hitting on her?
Yeah, I get that. Though sometimes when you meet someone like that, you're like, well, I love your comedy. You gotta do.
I wish I said, I thought you were so funny. To say you're making me horny is like, you're making me horny because I'm so alone.
That's such a special kind of torture that you can't see what the story was. That's so funny.
But like, could there even be?
No,
like,
and
what could be on the other side of that? And you know what's crazy
like
is she can.
Clip or something. I know. But now no one can.
Should I text her and be like, could you just let me know?
But you unsent it.
But maybe I followed back out. Here's the deal. From beginning to end, this is what happened.
Would you have any recollection of what you could have posted?
Because I feel like it saves on your end. Like anything you post to stories like disappears for the responder, but it's there for you. Do you know what I mean? Like if you responded to my story, I can still see what I posted.
Yeah.
So she knows what I was thirsting over.
Right.
Anyway.
So that'll haunt us forever. That's
really,
good.
and I feel like that's the least of it, but that did happen last week and it caught me off guard.
Yeah, and I get that, and that's really embarrassing, and I would feel the same way.
Oh my God, you know what else was one of the last things that really like in my bones? Because I feel like I don't get too embarrassed. I guess when I quit my last job, my final job, I guess I had taken nudes on my work phone, which was like, Claire, for what reason? You have a phone. What, did it die and it was like that important? Anyway.
Oh my God.
But I guess I turned it in and the IT guy then told everybody at work that I was trying to fuck him. And that like I had clearly like—
Okay, what was his job, dude?
It was finance.
Yeah, but that's crazy.
Yeah, it was really crazy because
I was— your tweets, the IT guy isn't like, oh wow, this was a mistake. He's like, no, she wants to fuck me.
Well, that's exactly— and then exactly. You know that's— I did not plant 2 years old nudes on a phone going, one day I'm gonna give this back to the IT guy and he's gonna see them and know to hit me up.
Were they—
Also, my husband works at that job still.
Hilarious. Were they good nudes?
Oh, I'm sure. I wouldn't send it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
they'd be good.
I'm an adult. I know my angles.
Oh, you probably sent them to your husband.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what's so crazy is because he like
was
then telling people in the office that I was trying to fuck him.
And you're like—
there literally was someone at the office I was trying to fuck and I did it.
Yeah, and you were dating
like, listen, buddy, if I wanted to fuck you, we would have been fucking in the bathroom at the Christmas party.
I'm kind of my move.
I'm kind of a closer.
And that's actually the perfect way to end this. Thank you so much for coming on, Claire.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see your special.
Thank you so much.
Where is it coming out?
That's such a good question. Right now there's a couple platforms that I'm trying to see if like they're like, maybe we'll help you out. So
TBD.
Something really fun is that I can't definitively tell people where it'll be, but at the very least, YouTube.
At the very least,
and if not on YouTube immediately, YouTube eventually.
And either way, we'll find it on your socials.
And I was gonna say, at the end of the day, it was all for clips. If you want to watch it in 28 segments, that is actually the way it was intended to be consumed. There's like not a good final joke. I was just like, it's hitting wherever it hits.
Perfect. Okay, great. Yay. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
See you around the slopes.